How's everyone doing there tonight? This is Cult Flicks Fix 24 back with a video. Hope everyone's doing well out there. I haven't been able to post a video, been a little busy. Finally got some extra time to put one up, so I will be having a haul video later in the week to let you guys know. There probably won't be a Saturday review this week either, as I'm trying to catch up, and it's going to be a busy holiday week, so I'm hoping to get to that next week. So I do apologize, guys. I will be back up with a video next week for the Saturday reviews, but this video is going to be about Black Friday, pretty much Vinegar Syndrome and Severin, which I get really excited for this time of the year. And I'm going to give you guys some recommendations that I have, the films I enjoyed, personally my opinions, and talk a little about the films, guys. So maybe this could help you guys out to find a few films there if you're searching out there for the sale starting tomorrow at midnight. So let's get into the Severin Films first. I'm going to start off with this film, Skin Deep. This is directed by Gabriel Bartalos. He's like an effects guy. He worked on some horror films. He has real solid practical effects through, horror films and stuff. But this one's a real bizarre one. It's kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre mixed with Alice in Wonderland, if you could make sense of that. But I really enjoyed this film. It has Warwick Davis, Leprechaun himself in this. And it's just a trippy backwoods slasher, like dreamlike sequence film, but highly enjoyable. There's some bizarre imagery throughout it, but this is definitely one of my favorite slashers from Severin, Skin Deep. Next up, we got Satan's Slave. This is a fun gothic type horror film, Asian horror film, and I believe there's a sequel released now on Shudder of this that I need to check out. But this is Indonesian horror film, but it's this one has some good effects as well and real creepy atmosphere in it. I highly enjoyed this one, man. This one's, I believe it's kind of, what is it here? Is it vampires? Something like that, vampires, if I remember right. But no, supernatural vengeance is what it is. Supernatural horror film. But yeah, this one was pretty good. It delivers with the atmosphere and the creep factor throughout. So I recommend Satan's Slave. As well as I got The Forbidden Door, which I got in last year's sale. This one is a good film. I liked it. Got some blood and guts and gore, and a real mind-boggling story. Like, this is one you'd probably have to watch a few times to even comprehend, but it's done so well. I like the twist in it, and it's just a real well done film all around, Forbidden Door. So it's another one that's worth picking up. Now we're gonna get into another one here. We got right here is Faceless. This is a Jess Franco film. This one's pretty enjoyable too. I like this one. We got Bridget Leahy and Carolyn Monroe, my favorite final girl. This one's done good. It's kind of like a later reimagining of what is it? A film from Criterion, Eyes Without a Face. And this one delivers with gore. It has a weird atmosphere to it too, and highly enjoyable. I like this one a lot. I recommend Faceless, Jess Franco film. Next up, we got Retribution. This is an 80s possession film, and this is one of my favorite ones that I picked up too. I just love the atmosphere, the 80s feel to it, and the effects are pretty solid too. You got like the good, like how you can see here, like good color scheme images throughout the film that are real creepy and bright, just lightens up. It's a real colorful film and done really well. Possession film, like I said, one you definitely need in the collection, Retribution. And this one's not horror, but it was one of the films I really enjoyed. This is Out of the Blue, with directed by Dennis Hopper and starring. Rest in peace, Dennis Hopper. This one is a great film. It's dark and really a hard watch at times. It's really I really felt for the main lead in this this film. What's her name? Linda Manz. Yeah, Linda Manz. She's the little girl in this film, and you really feel bad for her throughout this film. And I just love the score in this film to the film. It's just one of those awesome films you got to have, Out of the Blue. Next up, we got the cult classic Don't Go in the House. I love this film. I was so psyched when they had announced this release, because this is one of my favorite slashers from the 80s. You got a mix of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well with Psycho, and it's just done really well. Really dark film, and great kills in it as well, and unique. but I'm sure you guys have heard of Don't Go in the House. This is another one to pick up. As well as this one right here, Midnight. This is a good fun one too. B-movie type film. This is the actual cover art that you'll see more often, but this is a John Russo film. It's involved like Night of the Living Dead, stuff like that. But this is like your B-movie, also backwoods slasher, like kind of humorous but then dark at the same time. But yeah, this one's a lot of fun. Midnight, I recommend that one. Next up, we got Barbara Still, An Angel for Satan. I really like this film. This is a black and white gothic horror film, and it's got to do with like pretty much like a possession film and mixed with like a mental craziness in it. But it's done so well, and you got iconic star Barbara Still. I really like the atmosphere in this, and the twist was real solid as well. And this one kept me entertained throughout the whole film. I was really impressed with An Angel for Satan, so I recommend that one as well. And next up, we got All About Evil. This is probably the cover that's more shown. And this is Natasha Lyonne from she came out in Freeway 2 and also the American Pie films. But this one's really good. Gory, low budget slasher set in a theater, and it's just, oh, this one really was a lot of fun. It's directed by Peaches Christ. She's a big horror fan, and she's directing stuff too. And yeah, this one really impressed me, like I said, with the gore, practical effects, and then I also watched the documentary on the budget it was done on, and it makes you appreciate the film a whole lot more. Really good time for a matinee type slasher set around a movie screen. That's All About Evil. So those are my recommendations for Severin right there that I enjoyed personally, that I picked up. Now let's get into Vinegar Syndrome. I'm gonna go with Steel and Lace. I recommend this one. It's kind of like a Terminator ripoff, B-movie ripoff, but done really well with like a cyborg and action revenge film. And then you got like the effects in these are top notch. You got gore, a lot of gore in this one, and practical effects. Steel and Lace, I really highly recommend. We got a Dario Argento film, Trauma. Really enjoyed this one. This one's one of those type of murder mystery giallo films you could put in that, but it's got Asia Argento in this, a banging score as well, and I just love the whole twist and story in this film. So Dario Argento's Trauma is one you need to pick up. Next up, we're gonna go with Curfew. I really like this one too. This is like a home invasion type film, done B-movie like. It stars what's her name, Kylie Richards from the Halloween, the newer films, and also she was in the original, and has Lindsay and stuff. This one's a pretty fun one. It's set in a good night setting, and like I said, it takes that home invasion story pretty well there. Curfew. Another one I enjoyed is Shallow Grave. This one's a good one, type of backwoods slasher as well, set with a demented sheriff or something like that, stalking these supposedly teenagers. But yeah, this one has a lot of action, and I really like the twist. It's really done well. Shallow Grave. Next up, I got The Cellar. This is a fun creature feature with what's his name? Man, I'm bad at names, guys. Excuse me here, but no. Patrick Kilpatrick from Death Warrant, The Sandman. This is a good one set too. Like, it's got like some a creature involved with like a ritual, something like that, if I remember it, but like a cursed thing. With the creature looks pretty cool in this one, and I liked it. I grew up watching this one, so The Cellar I would recommend. Now we're gonna go with some other than horror. We're going with some martial arts here, Righting Wrongs. This was a fun film. The stunts in these really impressed me. We got Cynthia Rothrock, and pretty good cast. This is a nice addition as well. You can see. Yeah, it also goes by the name Above the Law. This is a fun one. Like I'm saying, it has killer stunts, some good martial art fight scenes. And there's two cuts of this, but I like the original cut. The international cut was more darker. And this goes really dark. I was really surprised how dark this film went towards from the middle to the end. Righting Wrongs, highly recommend it. Also, I'm going to go with Dead Heat. This is a one you need in the collection. Classic 80s horror comedy. And this one's just a lot of fun. Like I said, practical effects, top notch in this one. You got the humor, the buddy cop humor in this one. And there's the back art as well. And it's just a good all around blast. You got like zombies resurrected, coming back from the dead. Pretty much slaughtered up with blood and gore. It's a lot of fun. You got like action. It gives you that 80s cheesy action film mixed with horror elements. And just an all-time classic. Recommend Dead Heat if you don't have that one. And we're going to get with this one was a surprise to me. This is a Sister Sister. This is with Jennifer Jason Leigh and Eric Stoltz. This is a good murder mystery film as well, set in like the southern area, like the swamp area. And it's got good atmosphere in it. Pretty crazy twist in the film. And it's one of those like murder mystery films that'll keep you like guessing like what the hell's going on in this film. But this one really surprised me how good I enjoyed that. Sister Sister. Next up, we're going to go with Buried Alive. This is that slasher I've talked about before, and I'm still recommending it. I just had fun with this one. It's B-movie-ish. And good effects. And I like the uniqueness of the killer in this. It's real different than I've seen. You don't get a high kill count, but it's kept me entertained. And a lot of fun, Buried Alive. And last but not least on the Vinegar Syndrome, I'm going to go with Flesh Eaters, Return of the Living Dead. I mean, Revenge of the Living Dead, what am I talking about? This one's a lot of fun. This is like Night of the Living Dead done on a B movie with upping the gore factor. But yeah, this one's a lot of fun too. It's the 4K release, and it's also directed by the guy, what is his name? Bill Hensman, who was the original zombie on Night of the Living Dead. He directed this film and put his own film twist to the zombie genre. But yeah, this one was awesome. B movie, Flesh Eaters. So those are my recommendations, guys. I'm going to go over them again with the Vinegar Syndrome. We got Flesh Eater, Revenge of the Living Dead, Buried Alive, Sister Sister, Dead Heat, Righting Wrongs, The Cellar, Shallow Grave, Curfew, Dario Argento's Trauma, and Still in Lace. Those are my ones I enjoyed from Vinegar Syndrome. Now we're going to go into Severin. I'm going to go with All About Evil. Really enjoyed that one. An Angel for Satan. Midnight, fun B movie. Don't Go in the House, cult classic. Out of the Blue, really good film. Retribution, that's that 80s cheese, gotta have it. Faceless, Carolyn Monroe's all I gotta say. Forbidden Door, excellent film right here. Satan's Slave, fun gothic horror film, Indonesian horror film. And Skin Deep. So those are my recommendations, guys, for my opinions that I watched. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Cult Flicks Fix 24. Hit a like, comment, subscribe. Everyone, happy Black Friday. Have fun shopping if you are hitting this up. If not, just have a great week, guys. This is Cult Flicks Fix 24, back with a video. Keep it horror. Peace.